banana trees.
Just one.
It's our first ostrich sighting. Watermelons. Some kind of big fruit. Oh. Wow. So many mangoes. Good morning. The last couple of days we have been hanging out close to Huatulco, or at least one area of it. A small little town called San Agustin. It's been pretty nice, except very hot and steamy. And we haven't been able to use the AC anymore at nighttime because the place we were staying was run fully off of solar, so it was off-grid. They had a really pretty robust system, so we were able to run the AC during the day, thankfully, but had to turn it off at night.
You're back online.
So we didn't drain their batteries.
You will arrive at 10:47 a.m.
So we're adjusting to sleeping in the hot, steamy heat again. I think the coolest it got was maybe 77, and that was early this morning. So it was about 83 when we went to bed. At least there was a little bit of a breeze. And we kept the fans going. Luckily the cats didn't overheat. But it was a nice place to stay. We weren't right on the beach, but just a short walk, maybe 5-7 minutes, and they had really nice snorkeling there. Brown, which I don't know if it was originally that way or if the coral just isn't super healthy, but there were lots of pretty fish, so that was fun. And the water was so clear, especially in the morning before the waves picked up a little bit. It reminded us of our time snorkeling back in Greece, actually, where it's not so sandy. So really enjoyed that. Luckily we got up and snorkeled yesterday morning before the crowds came in. So the way that this beach is set up, pretty smart on the locals' part, is that it's lined with restaurants and you can hardly get to the beach without going through a restaurant. So it seems the key is to go to the beach when the restaurants are closed. And the restaurants are open from 10 to 5 or 6 because during those hours there's lots of tourists and the tourist buses roll in right around 10 a.m. So luckily we were done with our snorkeling before that time yesterday morning. And today we're heading out to explore a different area of Huatulco, which is a national park in Mexico. Really beautiful protected waters and protected beaches. But anyways, when we were leaving this morning, it was around 10 a.m. and the buses have just been rolling in. And this isn't an easy road. Right now, we're on a 2-lane, very nice, smooth as butter, recently paved or redone road. However, where we were before was
in 300
not.
meters.
Oh boy, we've made it to the pavement. Oh, that's exciting. I would say it was more of a 1, maybe 1.5 lane road.
Yeah, it's pretty narrow. It's very bumpy, lots of potholes, lots of topes, lots of trees that are kind of encroaching on the road where we would have to go more towards the middle of the road so we didn't scrape up the truck or the camper. So we really had to pick good spots to let the buses go around us to make sure we weren't getting scraped up and they weren't either.
Yeah, and we were trying to keep count of how many buses we've seen just this morning. David counted 3 buses before we left the camp spot, and on our drive we saw 10, I think. We think this is the 9th bus we've passed just on the drive out. Luckily we're in a good spot for them to pass us. Here's number 10. So, really crazy. I'm not sure where they park all these buses down there because it's a tiny town and it's short on parking. And oh my gosh, we just saw 2 more buses now that we're on the main road. So, not sure if they're going to the same spot or further down to another beach. But, pretty wild. So, it was nice, but I'm glad we're not staying today because it's Saturday and it's clearly hopping. Very pretty. We usually miss the sign, but we saw it today and there was some parking by it, which is also sort of rare. So we had to stop.
So we've gotten to the point in our travels where not only is it hot during the day, but it is hot during the night. And when we're not at an RV park or something, our battery will not suffice in making our air conditioning last throughout the entire night. So even though it's like 83 degrees outside right now, we are turning off the air conditioning and turning on the fans. While we were at the grocery today, we had a pretty exciting buy. It is this fan. Would you like to unbox it?
Yes. Very exciting. Oh gosh, pressure's on now though.
Gotta figure out how to open that box.
It's like Christmas. It's actually a bit challenging. Alright. Here it is. Wow.
Would you look at that air machine?
At this baby.
Look at the blades on that puppy.
We're excited. So, this is going to be our 3rd fan. David has a fan. I have a fan, although mine was kind of broken, so I bought a new one today at the store too. And those are tiny little fans that we have like blowing on our faces at night, so that's nice. But this will be a good addition to have blowing more towards the kitties, I think, and just have a little bit more airflow. Because even though we already have a fan that's on the AC unit, and also our fan that can either suck air out or pull air in, the last few nights have been pretty brutal. So it's an adjustment, but hopefully this will help us. And anything will help, right? Sure won't hurt.
So the fan is a bit of a bummer. It cost about $15, and it was the slimmest profile, bigger fan we could find, but this is max right now. Like, can you see my hair blowing in the wind?
Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. It doesn't really feel like much. The blue fan blades, though, make the air cooler, so that's a plus.
We'll take it. It's surfing time. Here he goes. Waves are a little smaller today, which is nice. We don't mind. More our vibe. It's really a pretty quiet beach. Playa La Bocana in Huatulco. Pretty. So we left the camper and the kitties back where we're camped at, and we got a taxi and we strapped the surfboard to the roof. It's really comical. We felt a little bit like a little clown show, but it worked and the taxi was okay with it. We actually did it yesterday too. It worked out well. It was maybe a 10-minute drive over here from where we're camped at. It's kind of funny, we're camped just right between two big resorts. We're pretty close to a Dreams all-inclusive and a Secrets all-inclusive and probably some more all-inclusives, but kind of funny to just be parked in the middle next to a golf course of all things. Yeah, and then to drive past them and to find this nice quiet beach. It's pretty good. So perfect, and it's a little cloudy today, which we're not disappointed about because it's actually cooled it down a little bit when we were here yesterday. We came in the afternoon too, around 3:30, and it was still pretty hot. But the waves were a little bigger yesterday. It took us a little while to figure out this beach because there's not very many surfers. Yesterday there weren't any other than us, so we kind of had to just give it a go and figure out where the right spot was. But there's a couple others today. Nobody in the water right now. But we'll see what happens. But it should be nice. Nice little evening. Just gonna enjoy it. Well, there's a couple more surfers out here now. Two others that have come. I think they're a little bit better than we are. The waves are a little bit bigger. I feel like when we got here they felt more manageable, a little smaller, but either they're picking up or I've just gotten tired, or both. I don't know. I've called it for the day. I think I did something to my elbow or my arm. It's not terrible, but I just need to be done and not make it worse. David has ripped a toenail and bonked his head with the board, but he's still giving it a go.
High expectations.
you liked this video, let us know by liking and subscribing. And don't forget, you can see more of the journey on Instagram and TikTok. Cheers, friends!